Yo, it's ODB from OLP, and we're back with another shorter feature, July 98, Sport Truck by Dean. Jennifer Elrod is the model. Wes Allison behind the lens, and you have this really awesome crew cab OBS truck. Indoor photo shoot. You can see the Truckin license plate, which they would sometimes throw on there kind of before things were getting superimposed via Photoshop. And this is just one of my favorite trucks of this era. I remember reading this issue over and over again, thumbing through it. You can see it's well worn. Again, this is my personal copy, and we can see right here, Sport Trucks by Dean across the middle of the windshield. Man, this era, I've said time and time again, I started reading Truckin in 93, and in this era from 93 to even like 98, 99, it's hard-pressed to beat some of these trucks in terms of the style. I do realize that OBS trucks are, as we say, on the rise, but it's hard to me to beat some of these simple styles, even starting in 98, what Boyd was doing kind of through the sport truck era, but really through the mid to late 90s, just really, really awesome. So we'll jump over to it here in just a minute. I'll show you the table of contents. Appreciate you guys watching these, and we've seen good subscriber growth. If you haven't, please subscribe. Here we see Jennifer Elrod, her name posing perfect with her perfect physique. And we see Wes Allison called out there for the credit. Tons of features. I mean, these are a lot of awesome issues because there's so much in here, but something was pretty cool. Instead of 2 live crew, you have 1 live crew. That ties into this is a crew cab truck. One of my old buddies, oh, there's Mike Murray right there. What's he doing? One of my old buddies, he had a neighbor that had a crew cab OBS. Now his, I believe, was a 3/4 ton. And I know these trucks are super popular. I know that they're fairly rare. I know there's the one company, I think, that made the short bed, regular, crew cab. I can't rattle off all of the history on those, but this was always one that was kind of on my bucket list to one day own. I know Schulman has an awesome crew cab, and I had a Suburban, which I'd love to get another one of those one day, but my Lincoln addiction, I don't know if it's going to let me do that. But having the Suburban and these trucks just being so popular, especially in our mini truck scene, and again, it's all coming back. It's pretty awesome. But you can see Sport Trucks by Dean's new staff lunch bus. And, of course, you see their 96 crew cab short bed. Super awesome. I love the simple graphic. Of course, I think we all agree these grills, just, man, I wish all this stuff was made. I know there's a couple companies making some stuff now, which is good news. Now, the bad news is it's not all in color, but you can see right here, and they mention the 96 crew cab short bed conversion decked out with all the tricks and trends. The truck is an authorized conversion from, that's the company, I can never remember the name, Centurion. Guys always say that, and I'm like, yeah, that's the company. I got to remember that. But Sport Truck by Dean, they did a lot of cool stuff. You can see there, the front grille. Billet Specialties, billet wheels. Back when you could run a 20, and that's all you needed. Simple graphic. But really, to me, I mean, this is an awesome cruiser, or I guess tow pig to a certain extent, depending on what you're towing. It's funny how a lot of us grew up in this era, and, we didn't really think much of the interiors and stuff. It kind of just was what it was. But I look back, and my buddy Russ had a dually that had the tan leather seats in it. His had the CD player in the dash, which was kind of an extra feature. And, man, just so iconic. Of course, Wes Allison shot this one, as I mentioned, but Brian McCormick, the master, he did the write-up. This being July 98, so think 25 years ago this summer, this was maybe about actually a little less than a year, right around this time. the team would have been kind of looking to leave, or later in the year of 98, early 99. That's when Street Trucks starts basically a year later after this, August 99. So good stuff. But Dean is still around. I know some guys that had dealings with him. Shout out to Tim Davis. He worked at Hunter's. Tim did, and we've had Tim Davis on. If you haven't listened to that episode, go back and find it on YouTube or via Podbean. He kind of dealt with a lot of these different, companies, because these guys were all slinging stuff. Boyd would come into Hunter's and things like that. But when I think Hunter's, or I think Sport Truck by Dean's, I think back to just an awesome time. And it's pretty cool that Hunter's is still around. I know Dean is as well. Maybe we'll try to link up with him at some point. One live crew ties in nicely to two live crew. But this is definitely, I think we all agree, is a badass crew cab. So appreciate the support. Check us out via any podcast app, OLP. You'll be, I think, really happy to know we had Rob Maggi on for our first guest of 2023. And Rob, of course, owned Master Image Customs. We talk about a lot. Very in-depth interview, but at the same time, we keep it fresh. So thanks for all the continued support, everyone. Stay on the rise. I'm going to flash right now how to subscribe, or click through to our next video. It really helps our channel out. Yachia. Peace.